Cowboys, they played the Bears, and embarrassingly lost 31-14 to an 0-2 football team. And their defense looks like one of, if not the worst unit in the NFL. Complete fairness, couple quick things. I'm an Eagles fan, so I don't really like the Cowboys. But they were dealing with a lot this game. CeeDee Lamb leaving the game early. That was tough. Javonte Williams fumbling the ball early. I mean, that was also just a tough thing. But man, the Bears really put it on him. And considering last week, like, the Giants were just going up and down the field on him, how bad Russ has looked so far on Sunday Night Football. They have 6 points in 3 quarters as it's going on live right now. And just the fact that they couldn't stop anything. And then this week, it really continued. Like a team, we saw Caleb look as good as he's looked really in his whole career. I mean, 4 passing touchdowns, 300 yards, 4 passing touchdowns is crazy. Ben Johnson, he hasn't looked like that Ben Johnson all season as well. And the problem is Matt Eberflus. He's pretty bad. And we knew that their defense was going to have trouble with no Micah Parsons throughout the season. But in week 1, they looked competent for a little bit against the Eagles, but that's easily been the best their defense has looked all season. And so far this season, they've let up 24 points in a game that got delayed, and both offenses were cooking, and they kind of calmed down, but they've let up 24 points to the Eagles. They let up 37 to the Giants, and then they let up 31 today. Their defense is awful, and when you trade Micah Parsons, this is bound to happen, but I think it's deeper than that. I think Eberflus is really a bad coach. He's getting exposed right now. Like, they just have dudes running wide open down the field. It's definitely one of the worst units in the NFL, clearly. They don't get the same pressure. Kenny Clark left the game for a little bit. I mean, that defense is a wreck. But I can see from a Cowboys perspective them kind of saying, well, this is what we've been trying to tell you. This is the point. Like, this defense has so many holes and is so tattered that even if we had Micah Parsons, he wouldn't save everything. To that, I'll say nonsense. Micah Parsons is a generational talent who makes all types of plays. We've seen him transform the Packers defense in 3 games. And teams just can't score now on the Packers. Like, the Packers defense was a 8th unit. Now they're like the best in the league. Right there, maybe the Browns. The Browns are fighting hard for that as well. But I just think, like, you saw all of that today, and yet still on the other side, there are some issues there too. I mean, Pickens dropping that pass that led to an interception, and then going Lion mode, going Pickens mode, losing his fucking brain. That's what he's going to do. Dak had moments specifically in the first half where he just kept fighting, but he wasn't as bad as the stats. He had 2 picks. One was late in the 4th. Okay. The other was dropped into their hands. But again, he's just one of these quarterbacks that can't run, and you see once they start losing stuff, a CD being out. And he's also older, and he doesn't have just the – really just put him together. Like, he doesn't have the speed, the arm strength of Caleb Williams, specifically this being a young Caleb Williams and an older Dak. Like, Dak can hit you with the accuracy, but obviously a lot of quarterbacks are not going to be great once their best receiver leaves. But once that happens, that's the Cowboys' whole team. They got to score. The defense isn't good enough. So we'll see how they bounce back from that. But now Pickens, and we'll see how long CeeDee Lamb is out. But if Pickens has to be your number 1 receiver for any amount of time, that is a recipe for disaster. Javonte Williams, though, he's been very good for them so far this year. Had a good game, even though he did fumble. Like, he's definitely a good runner. So they have the running back situation kind of settled. But this defense is awful, and the passing offense just couldn't overcome it today. And this is what happens sometimes when you do build your entire team for throwing the ball. and for offense. And like, yeah, it's funny and oh ha ha ha, he. We don't have to pay Micah. I'm smarter than everyone, and we'll get back a haul. Okay, but it was always going to look very bad early, and it's looking really, really bad right now for the Cowboys, for them. And maybe, I don't know how the fans are feeling. Maybe they're already feeling like, all right, kind of chalk up the season. But I had Cowboy fans tell me that they were better than the Commanders. Based on what exactly over the last 2 years? Like, you have Ryan Schottenheimer as your coach. You have no defensive coordinator right now. The defense sucks. And Mariota, even backup, came in and put up 41. Like, Cliff Kingsbury's way better offensive coordinator than Schottenheimer. Dan Quinn is a way better coach than Schottenheimer. And let's look at their future schedule. It's not all bad, but it could get bad here. Next week, Sunday night, hate watch extraordinaire for me. They play the Packers. That's a huge game. Micah coming back Sunday night in Dallas. We love that. Then they play the Jets, and then the Panthers, and then the aforementioned Commanders. So Panthers, Jets, gotta be 2 wins. I don't think they're beating the Packers, but the Packers lost to the Browns, so who the fuck knows with them. But I think for the Cowboys, they got to beat the Commanders right now, it looks like, or the Packers, for them to kind of really right the ship. They got to beat a good team because, in my opinion, and most people's opinion, they lost to a bad team today. And I don't think they're a great team, to be honest. Like, I don't think the Cowboys are some great unit. We haven't really seen it. We've seen the offense look great for 3 quarters against the Giants and I guess 3 quarters against the Eagles. They have one good unit, but do they have a complete team? No. And I don't even know if I'm willing to call the Cowboys offense good, especially without CeeDee Lamb right now. Dak was playing at a cool level. I had people gassing him, saying, oh, Dak over 2 games. Dak over 2 games always looks great for a little bit, and then the season starts. You know, he's been in the same system for 6 years, but then teams adjust, and they're like, oh, yeah, you like doing this and this and this. And then injuries happen. People get banged up. Dak himself kind of is a banged-up player recently. Like, he can't move. These guys that can't move, they just sit there and they just get pelted, especially with no defense. Now he's just going to be throwing the ball all game, getting smoked. It's not a great season-long ideal. This isn't what you want to be, especially when you're paying Dak the highest. That man has the highest contract in the NFL. That's ridiculous. So for that reason, Packers Sunday night playing Micah, that's a big game depending on how the fans are feeling. If they're feeling like, all right, we expected this, we're excited, we got the first round picks, we're going to just check out, that's cool. But for some of the ones who I was talking to, they had higher expectations. They thought they could be a playoff team. I don't know why, but these were the thoughts. And they have underwhelmed mainly because their defense is even worse than we thought it would be without Micah Parsons.